Hi everybody, it's update time again, and I'm recording this video on the 8th of May 2024, which is before our DayZ update 1.25 actually goes live. So make sure that you don't install these files on your community server for PC or console before 1.25 goes live. The only people who can use it before 1.25 goes live are those who have got a experimental server, so you run it on your local PC, and then you can use them and test them. But don't use them before 1.25 goes live. Okay, so for everybody who knows what they're doing, in the description below this video, you'll find links to my GitHub and my Mega, so that if one of the others isn't working, you can definitely get the files. For everybody else who hasn't used these files before, what they are is a selection of really easy to install and free server files for Livonia on DayZ for console and PC that give you a boosted loot, easier survival experience. So this is really good for, say, beginner PvE servers, or servers where people haven't got that much time, so you want to start playing and you want to find good kit straight away and then be able to enjoy DayZ, shooting zombies, shooting each other, going hunting, all that sort of stuff. So what I'll do now is I'll go through kind of a brief description of what you get, and then I'll give you a brief guide on how to install them, because it's very, very easy. On GitHub, what you need to do is you click on the green code button and you download that zip, and then you extract that zip on your local computer in a folder somewhere away from download, so you don't actually delete it. On Mega, you do a similar thing. I think it says download or something in the top left hand corner. So what do you get? So you've got the latest 1.25 items, so the SV98 or the VS89 sniper rifle with the mag and the scope as well. Lots of items spawn in pristine, so this means they last longer. Not everything, a few of them don't spawn in pristine, but almost everything spawns in pristine. Also, you'll find things like the Witches' Night event is always on. So as you're wandering around, you find these bonfires with, I think it's firemen dancing, well, I say dancing, firemen infected wandering around them. Trucks spawn in complete with loads of building stuff as well. So if you want to build a base, you just got to find a truck, drive somewhere, and then build it. Sorry, you'll have to take the fuel out of the boot, out of the back, which will be in a fuel can, and load it first. Also, for people who are more savvy with it as well, there's also a truck covered orange and a truck covered blue, which don't spawn in, but you could use them if you know how to customize loot spawns. Now, the truck covered orange and the truck covered blue have different things in them. So the truck covered orange has loads of weapons in it, and the truck covered blue has loads of party items in. If you enable them in the events, they will start spawning, but you get lots of them, and they could well affect your loot economy. So unless you know what you're doing, I'd say leave them alone. The Humvee spawns in with everything. Cars spawn in with everything on them as well, and with stuff in the boot. But what you need to do is you need to take the fuel can out of the boot, fill it with fuel, take the fuel can to get some water, and then add water to the radiator, and then you can drive off. And they've all got different things in them depending on what they are, and you can look at the readme notes, and that tells you all that sort of stuff. I've increased the number of dynamic event loot weapons and taken other stuff away, so you should find in helicopter crashes, at military convoys, and at the military train crashes, that sort of stuff. More of the good stuff, more of the FAL, the VSS, the SFAL, etc., and less of things like the ghillie wraps and the ghillie suits. You'll find them in normal military locations. And then after that, you've got more NBC stuff, more axes, more knives, more food, more drink, more suppressors, more bags, more night vision, more batteries, more medical supplies, all that sort of stuff. And there's also some of the hidden stuff that doesn't normally spawn in, so you'll get like the camo versions of weapons. So the camo Mosin, you'll get the black and the green M4 and the KA as well. And also you'll get things like the defib. The Easter egg might spawn in, it doesn't work though. You get alcohol, well, it's just a bottle. You might find some weed and some pumpkin elm. So some fun stuff, and an 8-hour server restart with a simple countdown as well. So they were a really good starting point for a Livonia boosted loot server. If you put these files on your server, I guarantee you'll find it easier to survive, and you can have a much simpler version of DayZ. So How do you install them? Well, as I say, you click on the code, download the zip, extract it so it's on your local computer. Highly recommend, if you know how to, check them with an online XML validator before you start, because I could well have made mistakes. I have validated them myself, but I might have missed things. And then all you need to do is you go to your server, and it's going to be a Livonia or an Enoch server, and you just go to the general settings, and you scroll down, and you're looking for reset mission XMLs to default, which is somewhere. I've just gone past it. Where is it? There we go. So you would tick that, and you would save that, and you would restart your server. And what that would then do is it would make sure your server has the latest vanilla XML files and JSON files. It will delete all your other ones. So if you've got any other custom files, save them first. But it will make sure they all go to 1.25, because you're only going to be installing these when 1.25 goes live. When that's gone through the restart process, untick that and save that. Then all you need to do is you go to the file browser, and you go on PS missions or XB missions for Xbox, or just missions on PC, and then you go into Enoch for Livonia, and then you'll put, all you've got to do is put the files that you download over the top of the existing files. So the files you get are CFG gameplay and CFG spawnable types, so they're going to go in this folder here, so you just upload them to there. Then you would go into the DB directory, and in there you would then upload events, globals, messages and types. Again, it just goes over the top of the existing ones. Then all you do is just restart the server, and that is it. Now what will happen is, if your server has been running with vanilla or other modded files for a while, the existing loot that has spawned in will stay spawned in until it naturally starts to disappear as part of the CLE, the Central Loot Economy process. So you might find there's still a damaged stuff, and guns without mags or scopes and that sort of stuff. That stuff will start to cycle through. How quickly that happens depends on how busy your server is. So if you have a server with nobody on it, it won't update, because the server only comes to life when people are on it. And then if people are on it, loot will start to spawn out. In popular areas where people always are looking stuff and picking stuff up, that loot, funnily enough, doesn't tend to disappear because people are looking at it. But in all the other parts of the map where loot isn't being interacted by players, it will reach the end of its lifetime, it will disappear, and the new loot, the pristine loot, or if it's a gun with a weapon and a mag, that and a suppressor or a silencer, that will then start to spawn in. So that will kind of happen. So you have to give it time, especially with vehicles, because vehicles need to disappear and then respawn in again. There we go. So hopefully you found these videos, and if you find these files useful. If you do find them useful and you use them, please tell me in the comments section below, because obviously I've been doing these for a long time now, and I use them myself, but it's really nice to know that other people find them useful or not. But there we go. So if you find this useful, hit a like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and of course I'll see you again soon.